Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. It's depending where you are in the world. We're doing a nighttime devotion. We had a wonderful Sabbath. The devotional Maranatha, the title today. The Counterfeit Revival. 2 Timothy 3, verses 1, 2, and 5. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient parents, unthankful, unholy, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Before the final visitation of God's judgments upon the earth, there will be among the people of the Lord such a revival of primitive godliness as has not been witnessed since apostolic times. The Spirit and power of God will be poured out upon His children. At that time, many will separate themselves from those churches in which the love of this world has supplanted love for God and His Word. Many, both of ministers and people, will gladly accept those great truths which God has caused to be proclaimed at this time to prepare a people for the Lord's second coming. The enemy of souls desires to hinder this work, and before the time for such a movement shall come, he will endeavour to prevent it by introducing a counterfeit. In those churches which he can bring under his deceptive power, he will make it appear that God's special blessing is poured out. There will be manifest what is thought to be great religious interest. Multitudes will exult that God is working marvellously for them, when the work is that of another spirit. Under a religious guise, Satan will seek to extend his influence over the Christian world. In many of the revivals which have occurred during the last half century, the same influences have been at work to a greater or lesser degree that will be manifest in the more extensive movements of the future. There is an emotional excitement, a mingling of the true with the false that is well adapted to mislead. Yet none need to be deceived. In the light of God's word, it is not difficult to determine the nature of these movements. Wherever men neglect the testimony of the Bible, turning away from those plain, soul testing truths which require self denial and renunciation of the world, there we may be sure that God's blessing is not bestowed. And by the rule which Christ Himself has given, ye shall know them by their fruits. It is evident that these movements are not the work of the Spirit of God. The counterfeit revival. So, because I've been reading and doing these devotions for maybe 11 years now, I've got a good understanding and knowledge. I'm not going to say I know everything, but I've got a fair understanding of what to expect, what's going on. But if you're hearing this for the first time, then maybe you don't. You do have to understand that after Jesus died, went up to heaven, It was a fact that, yes, the disciples performed some miracles, but then it stopped. And it was prophesied that God will not perform any more such major miracles as such until the second coming, or when the latter rain comes. And in between that time, it will only be the Satan, the enemy. Now, this is such a time. We've had the likes of Benny Hinn and Kenneth Copeland and various other so-called pastors, healers coming through that have committed so-called miracles with people. Many a time they're fake, or other times it is the devil working through them. And it is a fact that nearer the time of Christ's coming, which is soon, the devil will make people so sick or disabled or in some shape or form. He will make that happen. So when the time comes, he can then heal them through someone or however, and it will be seen to be a miracle, but it's really just him taking his curse off people. And he will then do this as the deception, the counterfeit of Jesus' second coming. There's also the deception of they're going to fake the second coming using Project Bluebeam, which is again using technology. And you can look up all this stuff. But it's important for you to understand before Jesus returns, the enemy will do everything he can to make you believe Jesus has returned by counterfeit in certain ways. You have to understand how Jesus will come, what will happen, what you will hear, what you will see. And all of this you need to understand so you know when you see anything otherwise, it is not real. If you haven't heard the voice of God or experienced him in your life, then you need to be extra careful because you will not recognize it. If you do hear it and recognize it instantly, then that is good. There is going to be a counterfeit revival, guaranteed. And it will be a counterfeit. It will be deception. And it will seek to take you off your path to God.